Lesson 1, Text on the Same Topic. We will be using the text Plateaus and Plains to compare and contrast the most important points and key details presented in two text. Let's compare these two photographs. What are the two topics in each photograph? Well, I see the first one is a basketball player playing basketball, and the second one is a soccer player playing soccer. What are the similarities between the two pictures? Well, they both are using a type of ball. They both are playing sports. They're both players that are athletic. What are the differences between the two pictures or photographs? The basketball player uses his hands to play basketball and shoots in a basket or a hoop, while a soccer player uses their feet to kick the ball and shoots in a goalie and shoots at a goal. Comparing and contrasting text. There are 6 steps we can use to help us compare and contrast text. Step number 1, number the passages. Step number 2, determine the topic. Step number 3, think about the author's purpose. Step number 4, look for ideas that are the same or the similarities. Step number 5, look for ideas that are different or the differences. And then use some kind of chart to sort your thoughts, which we'll be using a chart that has sorting our similarities and differences. Some comparing words might be same, also, both, alike, in common, similarly, in the same way. Contrasting words are different, on the other hand, although, however, differ, even though, but, and unlike. Here is the chart that we will be using. We'll be putting passage 1, passage 2, and then details from the text that are similar, and then we'll also do details from the text that are different. While we're reading the text Plateaus and Plains, be thinking about what is the topic of each text? What are the key details in each text? Is there information that is included in both texts that is similar? Is there information in each text that is different? How are the ideas the same in both texts? Our first text is called Plateaus. A plateau is a large flat area of land which is perched high above the surrounding area. It often has very steep sides made up of rock. It can form in a few different ways. One way is the cooling of magma or lava that has erupted from a volcano. A glacier moving over land can also help to form a plateau, although that process is very slow. A glacier can erode a mountain top down so that it forms a plateau too. Plateaus are grouped into a few different categories based on their surroundings. Some plateaus are next to or attached to mountains. Some have a sea or ocean on one side. Some aren't near much at all and rise up out of the nearby plains. The Tibetan Plateau is the tallest and largest plateau in the world. Plains. A plain is a large area of land that does not have much or any elevation change. Plains are located all over the world and cover more than a third of all land on Earth. Plains can be formed by lava cooling off after flowing. They can also form from erosion over a long period of time. Most people think of plains as being grasslands. While this is true, plains can also be deserts, savannas, or a polar tundra. Plains offer the best areas for farming. The flat land makes it easy for large machines to help with the work. The soils in these areas are usually very deep and great for growing crops from many years of erosion. When these areas are covered in grass, they make for good grazing areas for livestock. The West Siberian Plain is the world's largest lowland plain. Now let's compare the text side by side. What do we see that are the similarities? Well, a plateau is a flat area of land. A plain is a large area of land that does not have much or any elevation change. So that is a similarity. What is another similarity? Well, one way a plateau can be formed is the cooling of magma or lava that has erupted from a volcano. Let's look at plains. Plains can be formed by lava cooling off after flowing. What are some differences? Well, a difference is that a glacier moving over land can also help to form a plateau. However, this process is slow. Whereas for plains, erosion, they can also form from erosion over a long period of time. What is another difference? Well, a plateau can be next to or attached to mountains. Some have a sea or ocean on one side, whereas plains can be grasslands. They can also be deserts, savannas, or a polar tundra. That's a difference. They're differently located in different areas. There was another difference where a plateau can be formed by a glacier moving over land, and a plain can form from erosion over a long period of time. So there are two different ways that they can form, but the similarity is that it's over a long period of time for both of them. This process is very slow, so it's over a long period of time. And finally, the last difference that we're going to talk about is that the tallest plateau in the world is the Tibetan Plateau. And the Western Sahara Plain is the world's largest lowland plain. Excellent job. Now we're going to go back to our graphic organizer. In our graphic organizer, we will type our passage, plateau. We will also type plains. So we talked about one detail from the text that is similar is that flat, they are flat areas of land. Another similarity, we said that they were formed by cooling of magma and lava. Now, what about differences? Well, we had said that for plains are formed from erosion over a long period of time. And we also had said that plateaus can be formed by a glacier moving over land. All right, your job is to go back, go into Showbie. You have the text plateaus and plains. You also have the graphic organizer. Please continue to fill out the graphic organizer with more facts that we had talked about through the lesson.